Hi, beautiful kisses. Catch me and catch me because I'm growing on my shell, Shanae. And guess what? I'm about to tell you how to break generational curses while still paying bills. Okay? Simple steps. First of all, I want everyone to know, like, hi, I miss y'all. Like, when I don't be seeing y'all comment and stuff, even though I be seeing the views, I just want to let y'all know, like, I miss y'all and I appreciate y'all for being here, vibing with me. Y'all, this is how you break generational curses straight off. Make sure you consciously decide what you want to do with your children and what you don't want to happen and with the things that you do want to change for you and your children. I like make sure like I have like good karmic debt, okay? And what's good karmic debt? Good karmic debt is like I want to make sure like the karma that I receive is something that I wouldn't mind my children receiving. Like I like to do good in the world. I like to give good. I like to speak good. I like to be positive because I know like the sins of the parents fall on the children. So I want to make sure like what I got going on will benefit not only me but my children and upcoming generations. If you have some type of like beef or you have went through something with somebody and there's tension there, go ahead and make it right. To make it right, go ahead and make it right, all right? If you did somebody wrong and you know you did somebody wrong, or if there's some type of tension there and you can say or do something that can make it right, why not do it? Go ahead and do it, okay? Because you don't want down the line to come and you like, dang, I could have done them better. I could have said something different, okay? Break generational curses. Do not put your children in situations that you wouldn't want to be in, okay? And I do know it's going to be some things that your children are going to have to endure, but pray to the Most High to protect your children from experiencing heartbreak or certain turmoils, okay? However, intentionally let people know don't play with my babies. Like, when my children were little, I got to a place I didn't want people putting their hands on my children. I didn't. I whoop them. I disciplined my children on my own. And then it came to a point where, like, people like, don't even get on them. I sure don't want you to get on them that way. Because I'm not gonna get on your children like that. And I know certain people, y'all, believe it or not, certain people will not like you and take it out on your children. Certain people will jealous or have envy towards you and take it out on your children. People will envy your mother and take it out on you or your children. They will envy like your auntie or your uncle and take it out on you. I know you probably like, what? That don't even make sense. There's people out here who getting down like that. Like I've experienced it, okay? People couldn't have told me like certain people would do certain things because I wouldn't have saw it coming because I had that much faith and that much respect in them. However, over the times, like over the years, times change, people change, and certain things like behaviors that they displayed, I did not care for, and I did not want my children to experience those behaviors or to be treated certain ways. And there were things that my mom did that other parents didn't do, okay? My mom would be like, nah, if I'm eating that, my baby eat that. No, if I'm going, my children gonna go. Like do certain things like that. That's how you can break generational curses by intentionally doing things differently, okay? I don't believe a bunch of children should be in a room by themselves. I don't, because you never know. Even though you may be able to trust your child, how you know what's going on in that other child home? How do you know what's going on when the other child is away from home? So we have to make sure we intentionally protect our children, okay? Like I know I'm not the best mom. I know I did not prevent the best situations or create the best situations. However, I feel like well, what I knew then and being brave and strong enough to be who I am now, I have created better situations for my children at this age, okay? And when it come down the road, because we're all living life in this form for the first time. So down the road, there's going to be things that I can be like, you know what? I wasn't able to give that to you, but not only can I give it to you, but I can give it to myself and your siblings and the other people we love as well. I believe that's one of the greatest flex to give yourself and your children something great that you yet to experience. Y'all, why is this fly looking like sitting on my phone watching me? These flies deadly, something terrible, okay? But another way you can break generational curses is create substantial situations for your children to blossom even when you pass on, okay? And also, it's not only financially. Let your children know, listen, if I pass in this form, if your mom, if your granddad, if your auntie, if your uncle, if your dad, if someone you love pass in this form, know that this is not the final end. I feel like certain demographics, especially my people, we were not prepared for like death. We were not prepared for like people passing on in this form, okay? We did the dang on fool at funerals, okay? And then it was so hard to let go that we couldn't handle it mentally because we like, dang, our loved ones lost. You know, we lost our loved ones. We don't have our loved ones here with us whole time. They just not in this physical form. And that's like a dangerous thing for us to do, a cycle to keep on repeating, to let our children believe that someone that they love is just dead, that they're not coming back, that they no longer exist. No, let your children know, if I'm ever not here, I'm always where you are. I'm always going to be wherever you are. Let your children know the person who's no longer in this form that you love, baby, they're still present. Any good experience or anything that's memorable to you that can make you laugh, that can spark joy or light in you, baby, they still exist because that's consciousness. They made a memory in your life that can never ever be erased. Let your children know that. That's very important. Like, I know when I started practicing different like spiritual beliefs, one of my greatest things was to understand that we all come from the Most High and we all will return from the Most High. Like from Allah, we come from Allah, we must return. That's what I was taught, and I feel like that's beauty because we actually know, it's a knowing that okay, there's a destination, and that we all came from this source, and we all have to return to this source. That gave me great like relief. That gave me a great sense of understanding and knowing and detachment because I'm like, okay, even though my auntie isn't here with me right now, I know that she's existing in a greater space. And actually, because nothing is created or destroyed, like she's still present here with us. It's certain things that I do, like when I'm speaking in tongues or when I'm cooking certain meals or talking to my children or we're laughing or just like displaying certain attributes that my auntie displayed, I feel her near. Like our ancestors exist within us. Like their DNA is living like through us. So I like to do things that can make them proud. Sometimes I just don't like, I be living my life. It's not like I'm like, you know what? I'm going to do this to make sure that my auntie is proud. Y'all, my auntie used to do the chicken dance, right? Y'all remember that? Do y'all remember that dance? My auntie used to do that dance, y'all. I do that dance now, okay? I be jamming, like, and I went to a concert with her son, John John, Peace cousin. That's one of my favorite cousins. I love him so much. However, I went to a concert with him, and I came across that video today. I sent it to my Umi, and I'm like, Ma, can you send this to John? I just want him to know that I'm thinking about him. And when, if the Most High put me in a position, when I get into a position where I can be more of a blessing to other people, I want to bless him, just for her sake, okay? Like, that's another thing, y'all. Y'all can create new generational, like, wealth and abundance and love by breaking generational curses, by being intentional. Like, I know, like, it's people who has been in my life who have done some things that I'm going to make sure that whether they was nasty to me at certain points in their life, however, like I feel like that don't even count. We gonna count the good, okay? Like the bad should pass away. I'm gonna go ahead and count the good because I'm like, you know what? Because I love them so much, I do not want to intentionally hurt their loved ones or their offspring or their children or people they know. I don't want to do that. And because they were good to me, I feel like I want to celebrate that goodness. Because they were good to me, I'm gonna be good to their kids. Yeah, they did so and so to me, but at the end of the day, I feel like I can repay them back by spreading good. That's a conscious way of thinking, believing, and also creating good karma and breaking generational curses. It's this thing called nirvana, right? And nirvana is like the most peaceful, it's most blissful state ever. It's like you have done so much good, like that's what's gonna come to you, like abundance of good, okay? And like in this earthly realm, I'm thinking right now, like can nirvana actually exist in this earthly realm while we're still walking around in this physical form? Guess what? I cannot guarantee you that 100% because I know nirvana is like a state of pure bliss, and you just been doing everything that you could possibly do. That when you do transform from out this body, when your spirit leaves this form, that you're going to be in a place of bliss. And I know it's some people like their highest like achievement is not to come back in this earthly form. I got a long way to go. It was a point where I was at such a blissful state that I was like, you know what? I'm not coming back. I'm not coming back. However, I do know this. Since I'm here and my children are here and they're going to have children, if that's the will that the Most High have for their life, if that's going to happen, and if Our ancestors are living in our body, and we're going to live in our children and so on, our descendants' bodies. I want to make sure I can make the most peaceful, most positive experience ever, okay? I'm not perfect. I'm not perfect. If y'all ever play this back like 5 years from now and y'all see me like dog walking somebody or swinging on them, just know I'm not
Y'all
perfect,
see me like dog walking somebody or swinging on them, just know I'm not perfect.
okay? But what was who was I created by? A perfect creator. You already know. I'm not perfect, but I was created by a perfect creator. Therefore, in this form, I am existing perfectly as I could be at this time with the consciousness I have, and all that I am, okay? Because I am who I am and who I'm not, I'll never be. There's no manual, okay? When you came out your mama, Kuda mama, a manual did not come out of her as well. You came out, okay? Everyone. Okay, and you wanna know what's so beautiful? I talk to myself and I'm like, you know what? There's 8 billion people in this universe, right? It's 8 billion people in this world as we know it. And with that being said, do you know how many people came before us and how many people are going to come after us? And no one has the same thumbprint, no one has the same fingerprint. So remember this, just do the best you can, be the best you can, and keep going. Like, keep going. Yeah, I'm a little bit out of breath because I was just dancing in there. I be wanting to make sure my vibrations up, like my energy up. And I like to dance. That's how you move energy. Okay? Dancing is the way you move energy. However, do what you need to do. Make it right. If you can make it right, even if you wasn't the one who caused the problem, but it's tension, clear the tension out in the room, okay? Ever been somewhere and you like, dang, it was so thick in there, like, hey, something going on. I know something going on with them because, ooh, I could feel it. Or the way they was looking at me. You can say something like this, hey, I'm not sure if I did something to offend you, but if I did, I meant no harm. Or hey, if I offend you, I apologize. I meant no harm about that. Or is everything okay? Some people gonna like talk to you and kick it with you, okay? Some people gonna be nonchalant. However, you did what you had to do to clear that up, okay? Make sure you do what you need to do. That's all we can do, all right? Listen, remember that you are beautiful. You got this. Like, watch your babies around certain individuals. Save more if you can, and don't think. Let me tell you something. I don't. It's levels to richness, okay? It's levels to rich and poor. It's levels to all this, okay? It's always gonna be somebody more poor than somebody. It's always gonna be somebody more richer than the next rich person. It's always gonna be levels. So with that being said, respect the level that you at and humble yourself. I know some people say humble means to lower your standards, baby. I'm not saying lower your standards. I'm saying accept reality for what it is. If you need to move forward, if you gotta go get a job, and you on your way to $10 million, go make you $10 an hour. If that's what you gotta do, don't sit around and not have anything, okay? Somebody like she's saying something for real though, because like why just be stuck where you at? It's just saying like why accept failure when success is free? Hey, we succeeding, right? And to be successful is to move in a direction towards your dreams. Y'all, I was just looking in the camera like this brown on brown is giving. And I did realize, y'all, I really do be wearing nature colors. Somebody had pointed that out to me, and I really wasn't like aware of it because I'm just like, that's what I like, that's what it is. But listen, be you. And I noticed the more I take a look at myself, because I really wasn't like looking into who I am or who I was. I'm just living and existing in this life as we know it. But the more you look at yourself and speak kindly to yourself and just go over some things so you can get to know you. The more you do that, the more you can be like, wait a minute, this is what I like. This is what I don't like. This is what I will accept. And ain't no way I'm accepting that. There's some things that I have been experiencing lately that I'd be like, nah, the devil is a lie. I'd be like, oh no, that's not for me. Like never again, because I'm not the same person who, I don't play the same games I used to play. I outgrew them games. You know how on the back of some board games just say from ages 3 to 5? Then there's some board games that say from ages 6 to 12. Then there's some content like online or movies or whatever, and you have to be 18 and over or 17 and over to watch. I'm like that. I'm like, sweetheart, this not that. Like, so just get to know yourself more and do things more consciously, more positive, on more high vibrating levels, okay? I love you. I believe you can do it, and you have everything that you already need, okay? It's this wise, beautiful soul that said to me, if you have everything that you have, then you have all that you need. If you have everything that you have, then you have all that you need. With that being said, always remember everyone have a substance to be beautiful in their own special way, and blessings on your journey, beloved.